Hello and welcome back to Utah Trikes. A big concern a lot of customers have when looking for tadpole trikes is how difficult it seems to get into a vehicle that is so low to the ground. For many people, lowering yourself that far down without something to assist you can be difficult, if not impossible. And that's where the focus of this video comes in. Today, we will be talking about the different types of accessibility aids that install on the trikes that we sell. These are tools for your trike that aid in mounting and dismounting, making the recumbent triking experience much more accessible and easier to adopt. Before we get into these accessibility aids, if you're someone looking to get into triking, or you've been in the recumbent world for years, our YouTube channel is the place for you. We have weekly uploads about all things trikes, from trike tips and info to new trike releases. So if you want to stay up to date with all of our latest videos, make sure to subscribe. Now let's get into our accessibility aid options. Now, you may be wondering, what specifically is an accessibility aid? Well, here at Utah Trikes, an accessibility aid is an accessory that makes it easier for you to get in and out of your trike. These accessories come in the form of handlebars that are mounted to your frame. These handles are sturdy and raised higher than your steering handles and out of the way too. Almost every single trike brand offers an accessibility aid specifically manufactured for the build of their trikes. Each serves the same function, providing a sturdy handhold to grab onto and lift yourself up and lower yourself down, but each with their own unique qualities. So before we get into the different options for accessibility aids, you may be wondering if this accessory option is something that you need before you purchase your trike, especially if you live out of state and can't test ride a trike before buying one. Accessibility aids can be helpful for a variety of people for a variety of reasons. One of the major things that a person would need to consider accessibility aids for is getting in and out of low-seated areas. A recumbent tricycle's seat height can range anywhere between 7 inches off the ground to 17 inches off the ground. Depending on what build of trike you are going for and what riding style you prefer, a recumbent trike seat height will vary widely. These lower seat heights give recumbent trikes their famous stable build. They allow you to have a lower center of gravity, which lets you go much faster than a Delta tricycle, and makes your rides much safer without the fear of falling over as easily. Trikes with seats on the higher end of the spectrum won't be as hard to get out of. These raised seats usually have a flatter angled seat, leaving the cockpit of the trike feeling more like a reclined chair with pedals more than anything else. For me, a young guy in his 20s who is 6'2", something like the Catrike Max with a seat height of 17 inches is comfortable to lower myself into, being about the same height off the ground as the office chair I work in. But the problems arise when you get into more reclined seats on the more agile trikes meant for racing, like the Catrike 700. These types of trikes are at the lowest end of the spectrum with seat heights around 7 inches. Getting into a trike like this often feels like you're just falling into the seat. You can use the handlebars to provide some sense of support as you lower yourself down, but with the vertical nature of most of these trikes' handlebars, they don't provide much stability. These seats are also at a much steeper angle than you'll find on something like the Catrike Max. This gives you more of a recumbent seating position while cradling you in place, making you and your ride much more aerodynamic. But this often makes it even more difficult to dismount from the trike. As these different trike builds fluctuate in seat height and seat angle, you'll want to pay attention to these factors. Not just because they will actively determine the type of ride you'll be getting, but because depending on your lower body strength and your ability to balance, these lower trikes just may be impossible to get out of. Another thing to be aware of is balance. A big draw towards recumbent tadpole trikes is the low level of balance needed to operate one of these vehicles. With a low-to-the-ground build and a recumbent seat that cradles your body, you don't need to put as much effort into keeping yourself upright as you would on a regular bike or trike. But this is a double-edged sword, because to give you this stability and comfort, the seat has to be much lower and you'll need enough balance to step over the boom of the trike, seat yourself in the trike, and then lift yourself up out of the trike. All things that are difficult without a proper handhold to stabilize yourself. If either of these scenarios are concerning to you and you believe you won't be able to mount or dismount a trike by yourself, that's where the accessibility aids come into play. Now, depending on which trike you're planning to get will determine the kind of accessibility aids that you're able to install on your trike. Even though there isn't much of an option besides the base trike you get, let's talk about each one and what they bring to the table for accessibility aids. The first option that we'll be discussing today is our UT Custom Easy Entry Aids. Our UT Custom Easy Entry Aids are made here in our shop in Springville, Utah. Our custom entry aids are the most versatile option because they're designed to be installed on Catrikes and Sunseekers, two of our most popular brands of trikes. These are made in-house and one of the simplest options you can get on a trike. They are easy to use and straight to the point, staying out of the way while riding and providing a sturdy handhold, and the ability to mount extra bar and accessories like mirrors. For install on Catrikes, we mount our easy entry aids to the bar connecting the handlebars to the wheels. Most trikes do not have a handlebar design built like this, but it comes in handy for extra accessory mounts while keeping everything out of the way. At the top of the bars, there are rubber grips that make grabbing onto the entry aids a piece of cake. Their design is mounted so the grab handles are positioned outward, giving you the hand placement you need to enter and exit comfortably. The UT Custom Easy Entry Aids for Catrike work for all Catrikes and other trikes that are direct steering and have 2-piece handlebars and lower 1-inch bars. Our entry aids also mount to the Sunseeker trikes like the EcoTad and FatTad, even though they don't feature a 2-piece handlebar design like the Catrikes. Due to Sun trikes having a 1-piece horizontal handlebar, it can be a little tricky to add taller assist bars. Lucky for us, we found a workaround. To work with Sun's horizontal handles, we paired one of our custom 3-bolt clamps to the easy entry aids and then clamped them to the uniquely long handlebar design of the Sunseeker trikes. If you end up getting these entry aids for your Catrike and are curious on how to install them, you can check out our video on the process down in the description below. Our next accessibility aid for today is HP Velotechnik's Standing Up Aids. The HP Standing Up Aids help to make it easier to get in and out of your HP trike. HP has a few different options that you can choose from depending on your trike and your preferences. If your HP trike has full suspension, this alters the way the standing up aids can be mounted, so HP designed a separate option to account for this. You also have the option to get them as a pair or just a single one for either side of your trike. For Catrikes, we have the exit assist bars. Catrike's exit assist bars are the newest addition to the trike accessibility aid lineup, coming out in 2023 with the release of the Catrike Max. They are similar to our UT Custom Easy Entry aids, providing a comfortable and sturdy weight support for getting in and out of your trike. But they do differ in some key ways. The Catrike exit assist bars feature a unique curving design, unlike the UT Custom Easy Entry aids. This design curves away from the brakes and handlebars, giving your hands more room to adjust around the handles. And instead of having the grab handles turned outward, they're facing forward towards the pedals, giving you a unique way to support yourself as you exit and enter. If you are interested in getting the Catrike Max, you'll be happy to see that the Catrike exit assist bars come stock on this model. But they can also be installed on any other kind of Catrike as an extra accessory. Our next addition to the accessibility aids lineup is the Azub grab handles. Like everything the Azub makes, the engineering on the accessibility option is great. With subtle curves up to the handles, these grab handles provide ample space for your legs to move. And these accessibility aids are the only ones along with HP's standing up aids that attach directly to the frame. Connecting right next to the tire onto the spindle of the Azub, this gives the handlebars several inches of space, making sure your hand area isn't too cramped. It also places them out of the way of where your knees will be coming up and down as you pedal, making them a very well-designed accessibility option for your Azub trike. Our last accessibility aid that we have for you today is ICE's helping handles. Instead of finding a roundabout way to mount it to the frame or the handlebars, ICE just did the direct option and made their assist bars clamp directly to the cruciform in front of the seat. This works for the ICE trikes because of their wider frames, allowing the helping handles to stay out of the way. These accessibility aids are unique because of their shorter profile. Most entry aids are a couple of inches higher than the handlebars, but the ICE helping handles are about at the same height. This allows for an accessibility aid that has no chance of getting in the way as you pedal because your legs stay above it, especially on the ICE Adventure's elevated seating. The helping handles offer the extra assistance you may need to get on and off your trike by giving secure leverage for a smooth recline and even easier rise. ICE offers two different versions of the helping handles, one that works for the ICE Adventure HD, and the ICE Full Fat, and another that works for the ICE Sprint. Each of these accessibility aids comes with their own unique designs for whatever trike that they were built for. If these entry aids are something that is important for you to get into trike riding and you just aren't sure which route to go, you can get help from our sales team by either calling us at 866-446-2065 or sending an email at trikes@utahtrikes.com. For something so important for people's ability to enter and exit a trike, it's not worth skimping out on. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was informative and gave you the information you may need to find the accessory aid that is right for you. If you liked this video, make sure to leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all trike tips and news, make sure to subscribe to our channel. If you have accessibility aids on your trike, let us know down in the comments below what kind you have and how they've helped you experience your trike to the fullest. We just love to hear your personal stories. Now remember to relax, spin fast, and ride trikes. I'll see you guys next time. I did that whole thing with no breath and I was out of breath. I don't know how many lines I did without taking a breath, but like I almost exploded there. Wow. Whew. Dang nabbit, y'all. I screwed it up. I gotta restart. I'm so close and I screwed it up. Dang nabbit. Gee, dang it, gall darn. I sure do wish it was a bit easier. Hoop-tooey. If these entry aids are something that are important for... Put
some Subway Surfers in the
Wow! Let me demonstrate the easy entry aids for you really quickly on camera. So it's just like this. Like, see these trike ones, like the ice ones are really low.